that time. And people were of the community. It was a lot of families that I grew up with, which are now gone, and now I am in that older class. But that came from the community. You knew about them, you knew of their troubles, you knew of how they were employed, you knew of their good times and their sad times. I can remember of many weddings as a small child going into that church, but I can never remember going to a funeral. And I've often wondered what that would have been like, because you had the outside cement slab steps, and then you went within the doors, and then you had this huge other stairway to go up. I remember that stairway very vividly one time as I stood in my father's arms and was going to be married in that church. And I remember standing and hearing the squeaking on the stairway and thinking, girl, are you ready for that contract? But many good things. And I remember as my life changed and I wasn't within the church for a few years when I was young and youthful and established at home. But how the people worked together and the problems that they tried to solve in coming upon a new church, a new building, and how to resurrect it, how to fund it, and then to the future for you who are here now. And one of the things I think about every time I sit into the sanctuary is the straightness and the erectness of the pews that were in that church, and how some of the bony parts, bony people, wanted pews with cushions on them. And it might not be the right color, but I want you to know that they are much more comfortable than what I grew up with. And the quietness that you had within this building, too, compared to a church that has wooden floors and acoustically not adapting. So we have been gifted with good memories, and I thank the congregation and God for allowing me to have them.
One thing that I remember was a drafty church when it was cold. Women did not wear slacks back then, and I was just looking on here all of a sudden.